Hello everybody and welcome back. And what's going on, Dark Mage? Today I'll be painting some of the, I forget what they're called, sanctifiers, that's what it is. Am I feeling better? I'm feeling so much better. I am fully healed at this point. It's just a little cold, so, you know. I lived. Furniture back again to chill in your stream, yo. You are always there, and I appreciate that. Alright. So, sanctifiers are actually almost done. So this is the leader. I pretty much just did box art. Nothing too crazy. Oops. Almost done until I throw them and break them. These are like, for all the monk looking guys, I tried to do like I don't know how well you can see it, but I tried to do like a, kind of like they're wearing burlap sacks kind of texture on the brown, and then, you know, some green drab. So these guys are all pretty much the same. Kind of like how they turned out. I wish the texture came through more on the robes, but yes, this is from the Blood and Zeal box set. So, a bunch of little monks with like their portable altars with like saintly relics. And then you got like the two heavy weapons models, which have like a more sophisticated red robe and like heavy backpacks. Still need to finish the plasma on this guy. This little Cupid looking thing. Hey, what's up? Wolf, how's it going? Yeah, it's a Paintings Lost stream. I'm streaming today and tomorrow because Sunday I will be out actually playing Kill Team, so. And then the Munitorum Assassin and the Miraculist. So I have a cherub. It's always a cherub, yeah. I do love their cherubs. And he's got a little cattle prod, so. And then today, if I end up like finishing them, I have the Goremongers here, which are the other unit from the Blood and Zeal box that I'm just finishing up before I get the Tomb World box. So they're all built up. I think I need to do a little bit more cleanup, and then I can prime them. But I still think I have, after this week, I think I have another week and a half or so until the Tomb World box comes. So I still have a little bit of time. In the meantime, too, also looking to get the Vulcus terrain painted. Luckily, somehow I was able to convince my partner to do most of the painting for the terrain pieces, which I was like, all right. I like was straight up not gonna paint the terrain, because I didn't have time. I have to be in town for 10 a.m. to pick up more Warhammer? Yo, what'd you picking up? Actually, I need to start my airbrush, so excuse the noise, please. It's not too bad. Oh, sheesh! Hopefully, it's not terrible to build. Like the Sentinel. That's really exciting, though. That is an amazing model. And maybe some Space Marines? Okay, okay. Which ones? Some lords that involve night, perhaps? Yeah. My goodness, that thing takes a long time to pressurize. Oh, a little guy called the Lion? Sheesh! I mean, yeah. I think I heard him. I've heard of him a time or two. You know, after we got the leaks for the Kill Team box with the Sisters and the Night Lords that's coming up, I figured by now we'd already have the leaks for like the next box, but I haven't heard anything for Kill Team in a little bit. Knew you were a mage of culture. For real, for real. A glorious amount of blood for the blood god, of course, of course. Actually, for the longest time, I forgot I had this little tool. It's just like a really thin needle for cleaning out the nozzle of an airbrush. And I like recently remembered that I had it, and I was like, why did I forget about this? Like, this is like the best tool ever. Ugh. I love all the Chaos Legions, but I totally regret buying the Champions of Slash box. Yeah. Armor Trin, get to ya? It's the FOMO. Yeah, it'd be like that, huh? Alright, airbrush. Ready? It's the pink? Oh man. I haven't painted a lot of pink, and whenever I paint pink, it's in pretty small amounts. Like, you know, like purity seals and like demonic tongues, you know? Highlighting pink is a miserable experience. Oof. I paint purity seals in red and highlight in orange. Okay. Yeah, Vulpus pink is good. Sigvald burgundy is good for purity seals. Yeah, those are my two. I mean, I generally paint purity seals in red as well. But for things like Blood Angels, where there's already a lot of red on the model, I went for pink. But yeah, I either choose red or pink depending on the other colors on the model. All my Dark Angels have red purity seals though, because like little spots of red on the dark green armor looks nice. Hey HQ, how's it going? How are the KOs going? They're going okay. I haven't put too much progress in them because I've been kind of focused on the kill teams and such at the moment. Finally some holiday, more time for hobby? Let's go! You love to hear it. But I did get, I got an Argonaut company squad pretty much fully painted. So, you know, the red armor, black undersuit, some verdigris copper. You know, still a little bit more work to go, like the teal handle on the axe and like the lenses and stuff in particular I need to spend some more work on. But yeah, I got like a full squad of 10 pretty much done. And for the base, I'm gonna 3D print a texture roller for like wood planks. So it looks like they are standing on the deck of like a ship. So that's the plan for their bases. And just about all of the foot Caradron overlords, I'm gonna have be that like wood plank base. Let's go. It's time to procrastinate and stare at your painting desk. Yo. It do be like that sometimes. Deep in thoughts about painting. I'm not quite sure what these things are on this person's backpack, but I'm just gonna paint them gold, so. Ill-advised purchase? Oh no. Investing for the future. Facts, facts, facts. What was the purchase you made? A Saturnine Dreadnought? Sheesh. I'm a big fan of the Saturnine Dreadnought. I think that thing's amazing. I do not have one myself though. In the Night Lords game? Sheesh. Load up Space Marine 2 and check out the update? For real, for real. I made sure that my Space Marine 2 was up to date today so that I could check out the updates. Haven't had the chance to load it up yet, but it's ready to go whenever I have time.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Hey, what's up? Will, thank you for the resub. 12 months? Let's go. One Eon? Sheesh! For real, for real. The new Chaos skins look fire? Oh, they do. 1 year of hard work and grinding, big respect. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've been trying my best. What happened to Gimli? It's coming. As I said before, there were some hiccups with the whole nameplate plan. I do though. Gimli, the model's still not done, and neither is the nameplate, but it's coming. I promise. I did, however, get the Spider-Man one in. My camera will focus. So here's the Spider-Man nameplate here. I don't know how well it shows up on camera. Can I bring it closer? There, you can kind of see it. So this one getting shipped out soon with the Spider-Man model for Wolf. Actually, speaking of which, Wolf, I need a place to ship that to. So I'll DM you later about that. I do apologize for all this taking a long time. There was first time doing things a little bit, some hiccups came up. Double, heck yeah, for sure. Looking for my brush soap. So here's my old brush soap. It's I'm at the dredges. Here's the new one that I got to replace it. This old one's been through it. This is my brush that I use for it's an old brush, so I use it for like base coating and getting paint out, mixing paints and that kind of thing. But I still like it to have some semblance of a tip, so that when I'm base coating, I have some control. We'll see how much longer I can get some use out of it. But it definitely needs a good clean right now. Mixing paint's got a good amount of stuff up in the ferrule, which is not good. I really should be nicer to my old brushes. But I'm like, I take care of my new brushes. Oh. I had no idea what it was for a brief sec. Yeah, this is brush soap. Trying to get all this crap out of the brush. See, I just did a bunch of gold. I have no care for them. No. Care for the brushes. Yeah, this old brush is pretty close to flatlining here. It's had a good life. Probably so sick of me because I want them to do everything, no special treatment allowed. I do highly recommend getting some brush soap. It does wonders for like extending the life of your brushes. You know, getting a nice fine tip on the brush. Even if you just have like one nice brush that you like take care of, like it's great. Oh man. See, I should have cleaned my brushes out before the stream, but I was like, oh, I'll just start stream early. I don't have anything else to do. So anyway, here I am. 20 brushes for 15 pounds? Yeah. I used to do that, but then I would go through brushes like nobody's business, and I was kind of sick of like going through brushes. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start buying more expensive brushes, and like buying more expensive brushes so that I have incentive to take care of them, and then I won't be so wasteful with my brushes, you know. Also, the nice brushes are very nice, I have to say. Even if it is one brush for $20 instead of 20 brushes for $20, you know. It's worth it. It is really worth 20 brushes. Hashtag not a sponsor, but I should be. At what brush name? Winsor Newton, I think. I think I rubbed off the brand name. Oops. I'm pretty sure this is a Winsor Newton though. Although nice brushes are getting super expensive now in the States because of all the tariffs and such. So it's actually getting quite hard for me to get like my hands on nice brushes. I don't know how else to... So good to find a good mate, yeah. I agree. It's very confusing to me as well. Like, someone came on here and was like, "Oh, you're using the DaVinci's series, whatever." Series 35? Why don't you use the series? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. What's the difference? I just kind of went to like a, like a miniature painter that I was watching at the time on like YouTube, and I looked at their suggested brushes, and I bought those. So I just want a brush that keeps the tip. Yeah, exactly. Now I will say this is, God, I really wish I could see which brush this is. I think I have some new ones over here. Yeah, the Winsor Newton Series 7 is... Those are brushes that I've found work super well, and that I've found keep the tip for like a good amount of time. Granted that I take care of them and don't abuse them. So, and I've kind of found that works for me, and I've been sticking with it. I have been, I am at some point thinking about, branching out and trying other brushes. Just to see if there is better out there. But not right now. The first two mistakes, got it. I almost bought Artist Opus brushes not too long ago. Yeah, Artist Opus brushes are from what I've heard, they're nice. But yeah, I haven't used them myself, so I can't say. And they are quite expensive. An investment for sure. But I mean, so are the Winsor Newton ones, so... I think I'd buy their dry brushes though. Yeah, I agree. I bought some not great dry brushes, and they've been working for me, but I'm actually hesitant to buy like really nice dry brushes because like I abuse my dry brushes, right? Like dry brushing in general, I think is is a fairly abusive process for the brush. So I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I'd ruin them too fast. Yeah, I suppose it doesn't matter if they fray a little. Yeah, I agree. But then I'm like, why does it matter if I have a super nice dry brush? Like, what's the difference? And I guess the answer is, I just need to buy one and find out. Like I just haven't made the dive yet. They look the same as Artis Opus. I see. So they're even like a different shape and everything. Probably a better shape. I do love other Artis Opus YouTube videos. Man is a wizard with the dry brush. Thanks, Google, for showing me up once again, yo. Google does love to show you up, huh? And like, I'm not the best at taking care of my really nice brushes, cause like, really you're like not supposed to like base coat or, you know, do like shades with your really nice brushes, but I like using my nice brushes, so Like, some people are like, I've had the same fine detail brush for years. And I'm like, that's incredible, but why don't you use it? Then what would be the point in buying that? Yeah. I mean, the answer is they don't have to buy, rebuy them as often because they only use it for really fine detail, which, like, makes sense. But yeah, I don't worry too much about it, and I use it until it, like, loses its tip, and then I use it further. I continue to use it until it's all the way dead. And it lives a good life. I can guarantee I'm not painting like them anyhow. Yeah, facts. Yeah. Just from how they talk about their brushes, yeah. Are Sanctifiers a kill team with interesting rules? I think so. I haven't looked too much into their rules, but they have a rule where essentially the head preacher, which is usually the Munitorum priest, but if he dies, like, other models can, like, take up the sermon, it's called. And so, like, he can activate, other sanctifiers that are near him to do, like, out of order moves and stuff. So it's a very fast kill team that can, like, surge up, like, very quickly. They were actually, like, super broken for a while because of that rule where they could they could like surge up the board like very quickly. I think they fixed it though, so it's not more balanced. But I think also they have, because they have a lot of like conflagration guns. Forget what the little fire pistols are called. Oh, they're just called hand flamers, of course. But because they have a bunch of these like little flame pistols, anytime they crit and like an enemy operative, it essentially sets them on fire. So they take like D3 wounds anytime they activate. And then they can either roll a dice and like on a 3-up get rid of the burn token, or if or they can spend an APL to like put themselves out. So I think they're pretty interesting between like the out of sequence movement and burn tokens that they apply. They're also like each model is very different, which I like. One thing that I didn't like so much about like the Krieg guardsmen and stuff, or like the Vespids, is that most of the models are the same, right? Like most of the Vespid kill team is like they're just blank Vespid warriors, but like it's got like 2 gunners which have different guns. You've got twin flame pistols. You've got an eviscerator. So you've got a dude with a hammer ready to lay down the law. So I always find it interesting when all the models are have their own purpose and are unique. I think that's cool. I think it makes them more interesting to play. Because then you have to really think about where each model goes. As opposed to just being like, I have 5 guardsmen with las guns. Where should they go? Does it matter? No. I think that Goremongers are also pretty interesting. The other team from the Blood and Zeal box, because they have like the gore tanks that like fill up with blood, that both heal them and they can like empower themselves with certain abilities. Based on how much, and they like fill them up by like killing enemy operatives and stuff. So I think both the kill teams from the Blood and Zeal box were pretty cool. But the thing I like the most about the Sanctifiers is how thematic they are. Like that, it's just dripping with like books and religious symbols. Like, I'm here for it. They looked at the Sororitas and they're like, we could be hot zealots too. I respect it. Facts. I was not a fan of these guys when they were announced, but they do look cool. I would have had time to properly look at them. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I originally got the box for the Celestin statue. And then I was like, you know, kill team's actually pretty cool too. I can't believe how big that statue is. It's a huge statue. So worth it. I'm gonna have to get it painted up so I can actually use like the Blood and Zeal rules, because those also looked pretty cool. Let's get this plasma done here. coming off for the evening, but I'll see you again next stream. Hey, thank you a lot, Dark Mage. I appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your night. I'll see you next time. Playing PvP after so long? Shoosh! You getting wrecked by all the sweats? It's usually what happens when I return to a game after a break. You hop on and you're like, oh man. I am not as good as I used to be. It's rough, yeah. Alright, so here's the kind of the basis for that plasma effect. You can see I did a little bit of like OSL in like the on the belt and on the robe, and then a little bit on the glove too, just to like add a little bit more interest. Nothing too crazy. The only thing left is to come back in with some whites. Add a little bit of that punch back. You can see like the difference between this side and this side. Going back in with a little white, just finishes the effect. Just went a little crazy though. Sheesh. I love that Warhammer is a solid game in just about every genre. That's true. They do have quite a few solid games. Space Marine 2 being one of them. Total War being another. Dark Tide is a good one. The tabletop games themselves, for sure. Rogue Trader, yup. Battle Sector, for sure. Alright. One of the last steps here, just like applying a thin flesh colored glaze over the skin. Kind of smooth things out a little bit. Almost forgot about eyes actually too. For that I need to upgrade my eyes. The magnifying glasses up in here. Who else has eyeballs? Not many of them do, actually. Most of them have, like, hoods or something covering their eyes. They have some kind of goggles on. Classic. Mess up one of the eyes. Man, I just cannot get that one eye. Finally. Two decent eyes. That's why I like this guy. Or only got one eye for me to paint? He's the real hero here. Alright, the last step is going to be a nice matte varnish on all the models. And then it's on to the bases. And for the bases, I was thinking about doing like a marble effect. So it kind of looked like they're on like in a cathedral kind of thing. In a fancy cathedral with marble floors. So, mostly because I need to practice marbling. Later on, I'll be doing some more interesting effects, like writing and stuff on all the paper. And I'll be enhancing the kind of the texture that I was putting into this cloth here. Since most of it got covered up by the contrast paint, and I was trying to do like a underpainting texture. Kinda worked, kinda didn't. So I think I'm just gonna come in and like highlight specific areas, you know, in the same pattern. You can see I was doing a similar kind of thing with the wood. You know, doing some underpainting texture before applying a contrast paint over it. It worked better for the wood than it did for the robe. Alright. I think this is where I'm going to end it for the day. Kind of finished off the painting that I had to do for the sanctifiers. Like I said, there's some more stuff I'll do with like the writing and stuff, but they're in a good spot right now. So tomorrow I'll be looking to maybe start on their bases, but also start on the Goremongers here. So probably be doing a little bit of cleaning up of the models and priming, and then yeah, starting to paint. Most exciting thing about the Goremongers is there's a lot of skin. They're basically all shirtless. They have like some shirts sometimes, but you know, most of the time. So lots of skin to practice on. I kind of said in the Discord, I'm looking to try and get better at painting skin and try and get better at painting other skin tones as well, to kind of up my skin game, since prior to this I've been all but ignoring it and doing my best to avoid skin in general, because it's hard to paint. But that ends today. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Hopefully I'll be streaming again tomorrow. Hopefully I will see you there. Until next time though, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Bye.